Liz. Oh. It's my goblin laugh.
Oh,
Piss.
those are cute
Pixie?
goblins.
Yeah, they are cute, aren't they?
Your laugh.
Sure, not real goblins.
What
mean,
else
they
do the
could be.
goblins have to say?
If I knew my World of Warcraft, I'd have all sorts of quotes for you, but I don't. Sorry. They probably have something to say like,
Oh yeah.
you know, put another gear on it then.
They
They're
were
birds.
the explosives masters.
Yes, that's right.
I hate to break this to you, but goblins were around before World of Warcraft.
I know, but that's the voice lines I would know necessarily. I hate to break this to you.
Did you play a lot of World of
Dum-dum.
Warcraft?
Played a good amount. I had one leveled character, and then I got excited about leveling others, and then I was invited to be in a guild, and then I was made the head of the guild as I think I was in my 20s. I was like, what's happening? And then I quit.
I can't take the pressure.
Did you hand off the guild to somebody else, or did you leave it
I think
leaderless?
I ghosted. As you are aware, I used to ghost a lot of things.
Skill.
Have you ever
Hashtag
considered
skills.
playing in another MMO?
I played, I quite enjoyed Guild Wars 2 when I was playing it. Yeah,
Yeah, that was a good time.
it was a good time. I
What
haven't
about
for a
now,
long
though?
time, though. I don't know.
You ever thought about getting involved in an MMO with, perhaps with a lady friend of yours? You could raid together.
Oh my goodness. Yay, weirdness. Thank you. I'd rather play like a massively single player online, an MSO.
I'd rather be more Scott.
So Eve.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly. Or
MMOs are
Civ
my
6, you know.
FF14 is free to level 60.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, there you go.
It is massively multiplayer and online.
It's
and
multiplayer and online. I wouldn't call it massive.
multiplayer. So it's a MMORPG.
Morp.
More.
MMORPG.
It's moderately
There are
massive.
dozens of us.
Two whole dozens.
2 whole dozens of us.
There has never been an MMO that's managed to like truly grab me. I don't know why.
Well, I just think a lot of them are like there's exploring. Everyone loves exploration. It's the grinding. I don't
Get out
something
of my wine.
something I don't like to grind.
How dare?
No, it's drowning.
What's
I mean,
happening?
like, I'm glad that fruit
No,
fly
it's
is dying,
drowning.
but
There's a glass there for those.
I'm not a huge fan of grinding, it's true. But I think it's also, I prefer more skill expression. And I find that a lot of MMOs doesn't allow me to express skill the way that I would want to.
Right. I understand what you mean.
If you don't like grinding, it's hard to get into.
That could be said about a lot of things, Ellie Spot.
I feel weird.
like,
Like-
sword making.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Or
Espresso making.
right. Sure. Yeah. There
yeah.
you go. Dot. We're not here to talk about grinding. We're here to talk about sex. Welcome to Changeling Riverwild.
I mean,
I mean, have you tuned into one of these before?
Scott.
welcome to RPGClinic. I don't know. Riverwild has yet to have any fades to black.
That's true.
Or
Well,
any smooches.
Or even
believe-
anything that hinted that something might happen.
well,
to be
other than
honest.
last session when you were like, no, it was 2 sessions ago. You, Kate, said something along the lines of,
Oh yeah.
it wasn't. It was harness me, or it wasn't harness. It was
Oh,
something else, right?
yeah.
It was something like that. Harness my energy. Harness me. And we were
Yeah.
like, okay. It was funny.
I probably didn't write it down. I might have, but probably not.
I
Hello,
mean,
Kung
we
Fu
were all
Fenris.
creeping on
Fenris, cheers.
Burbsy Wurbsy.
Oh, and the cute scientists at
Oh yeah.
Research McGee Land.
Research
The House
McGee
of
Land.
Scrolls. My brain is
No,
not
no,
bringing
that's
the right
100%
words
fair.
to my mouth.
I wrote his name down too. Where is it? You bastard.
Cutie pie.
It was
You absolute asshat, Scott. You
Field
didn't
hockey.
write it down. No, I did. It was killing. Nailed it.
killing,
Yeah,
killing like a
Killing
villain.
in the name of.
And then there's Standish.
Standish.
Too much pirating? It's cool, Kung Fu Fenris. You
Your
can sail the
heart.
seas of just chill
Safety.
vibes here. Yeah, there you go.
Fiddle dee dee.
Fade to intense research.
Ooh.
Sure.
Yeah.
F2IR. I think that's the name of a laser in Switzerland. Stupid. They have big lasers in the CERN. Isn't that in
This is why
Switzerland?
you don't get to Fade to Black.
Is a CERN a laser?
No, it's a particle accelerator.
Thank you.
I'll ask the three of you a question then while we're here.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Yeah.
Is geekery sexy?
Yeah.
Passion for your hobbies is very sexy. Yeah.
Now, is there a limit at which one's geekery kind of hits the curve of maximum sexiness before it starts becoming too sexy?
You have
Or too
to
geeky?
be able to understand when it's appropriate to keep talking about something, or when you've gone too far into the niche that no one around you knows enough to be interested enough with what you're continuing to say.
Exactly. It's like surfing. You gotta ride the wave
And read the room.
and read the room, much like surfing.
Crowd surfing
Crowds. Oh,
Famously.
very good.
with your powers combined.
You're sitting in the middle, so you can like smush
Yeah.
our work together. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you could geek out about a hobby just as effectively speaking to a brick wall as to the person in front of you, then I would say maybe you've hit that threshold, because it means you don't care about the person who's sitting opposite you. You just
Unless
talk
they're
about
real
your
brick
interests.
wall. Oh.
Unless it's real brick wall,
Yeah.
in which
Wherever
case.
you are, real brick wall. Howdy.
Makes it sound like he's dead.
Well, wherever you
Howdy,
are.
howdy, hi.
be anything.
Hello.
The
Not like rest in peace.
No, Jesus.
Just howdy.
geekery is excellent sexy.
Nice.
Can we get that on a t-shirt?
I think so.
Stop touching your
Sorry,
cable,
Ellie Spot.
Scott.
Thank you. It's me. It's because it's draped over my.
Well, then
You should be
undrape it.
draping it
Yeah,
behind
drape it
you.
over your.
I'm gonna touch my cable.
Yeah.
You yourself. There you go.
Oh wait, mine's on the wrong side too.
Oh, no.
I'm so tangled.
What happened to you?
You're good. No, it's on your butt. There you go.
My hair's too long and I got too many buttons.
That I also want on a t-shirt. My hair's too long and I got too many buttons.
Many
true.
buttons.
I don't know what you mean, Requiem.
Yeah.
I know what I mean.
Why would our geek be showing?
I mean to find out whether any of you spent any XP.
Oh.
Crap.
Well, I guess
Well,
we
okay,
don't
I
have to
guess you
summon
know
it.
what that is.
3, 2, 1.
Yay!
Yay!
Saved it. I
Thank you.
spent 2 whole experience to get expression 2.
Nice.
I feel like that needs to express herself better.
I mean,
More good.
Det
Or the dice need to reflect the attempts.
or attempt. Yeah, exactly. No, Det pulled off a nice, heartfelt plea to the citizenry of the city of Ottawa on the television.
Yes.
An interview, right?
Yeah.
It was good.
Keep your stick on the ice and your head on a swivel.
I just like how everything is hockey
Geese.
metaphors with Det. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep your stick on the swivel and
Look.
head on the ice.
Yeah.
And your pretzel on your stick.
Yes. Pretzel
Look,
stick.
Burble, you can't get your puck in the corner, okay? You gotta get in there.
Don't skate to where the fuck's been. Skate to where the fuck's going.
Ah, actually, that's honestly good advice.
Puck, not fuck.
Mm.
You miss 100% of the shits you don't take.
Oh no.
That-
Fair.
I'm just
also
changing
true, but I
one
don't-
letter in,
Yeah, I
in
know,
in,
I know.
like
No.
common hockey phrases.
That's if a knocker.
Oh.
If that was a knocker, that's how it would work.
Nice, and that's an interesting build for sure. So Requiem, that's lovely. I think that's just fantastic. A marriage of mechanics and story.
And
merrymaking. And merrymaking.
Sorry, I yawned into the mic, y'all. Sorry about that.
I still haven't updated the text for that. God damn it, Kate. Anyway,
Yeah, we're
gonna take a note.
almost up to you a year at this point.
This is a brand new game.
Whoops. Well,
yeah. But it's the fun's just
compared
getting
to like
good.
compared to like chess, it's a brand new
Just
game.
fun.
Chess is very old.
Compared to
famously.
Hungry Hungry Hippos, brand new.
Not that old.
Yeah.
Is there any more strategy to Hungry Hungry Hippos other than just slamming that
It's
button?
hard to
Slightly.
quick slam. Oh,
Slightly. There is a phase in like when there's only a few left at the end where actually often the people that are jamming are like keep closing their mouth just as the balls would hit. So-
and they're shaking the board
board
enough
and
that
stuff.
they're pushing the balls away. So you
Yeah.
wait. You lie in wait with your hippo.
and then you leave your
Dry.
mouth.
Much like a real hippo.
Chomp
Yeah.
as the marbles come
Yeah.
trickling
There's an
back
end game
to you.
strategy.
So you wait for the end game to slap that so you can get the balls
So
in
you
your
can
mouth.
chomp on the balls. Yeah, exactly.
Look, there was a plan to buy 4 Hungry Hungry Hippo boards so that we would have a tournament every year, and then to buy a 5th that we would spray paint gold as the trophy that everyone would take home
so
every year.
good.
It never happened. We just had the one board.
That's an iconic tournament.
I'll see if I can
Can you
find
even
you
still
some.
get Hungry Hungry Hippos?
Yes.
Totally.
Or at least at the time, which was probably 10 years ago because,
Because it was 10 years ago.
yeah.
I don't think I want. I think that Hungry Hungry Hippos is the sort of thing that I would want to
Yeah,
play
it's
like once every 10 years.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
be like, I'm good.
I'm good
Yeah.
for now, yeah.
Hungry Hungry Hippos was the kind of game that I had to play at friends' houses because my parents were. My parents had the forethought not to buy it for me.
I definitely owned it as a kid, but I feel like I owned it for a week before
Before
it got
broke.
lost.
Yeah.
Oh, where did it go? Now, see,
Oh, weird. My neighbors seem to have just gotten
Strip
hungry.
Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Orangy.
Horny hippos.
No, I like horn.
Hungry.
I like horngry. So at least thought
I've definitely played strip versions of games that probably shouldn't be strip, but not Hungry Hungry
No,
Hippos.
probably
Strip
Also
should.
not
Strippos.
Mousetrap.
Hungry strippos.
You just
Oh,
know
it
something's
was
getting
right
stuck
there.
under that fallen trap.
Ay, yoy,
Horny
yoy.
strippos. Okay, it's now like a really bad porn.
Yes.
The thing about Mousetrap
video
is
game.
that
One person is
it's a Rube Goldberg
good,
machine,
actually.
which everybody wants to build, and
Yeah.
a shitty game surrounding
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
it. So
that
you
was a good
build
game.
it and you set it off and then you leave.
Yeah, basically.
And you're like, great game, guys.
GG.
Strip, sorry. That honestly sounds like
That's
Canadian
what
lovemaking.
Frog soccer.
See, I went with the
First you
Canadian
strip,
stereotype,
then you say
and I'm so sorry.
I have not heard of frog soccer, but
Frog
that sounds
soccer.
great.
That sounds amazing.
Is that like? Wasn't there
That
some?
does sound familiar, though.
It does.
What was that called? It was Crazy Frog or something. There was some.
Crazy Frog is what people repurposed Axel F from Beverly Hills Cop.
What the hell? Orangey, what are you on about?
Strip Hangman? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's
Instead of
Did I play Strip Candyland?
Oh my
I may
God.
have. It was one of those weird
that's
ones.
perverted.
Can I say?
You're sick.
Yeah, molasses swamp. Oh God.
Oh no, it's so sticky. Ugh, like, oh god.
Why'd you have to do it like that?
Because what's the point of a strip game?
I've definitely played
Good
strip
lord.
chess.
Nice.
No.
Was it one of those? Was it speed?
Not without the. It
No clocks?
did not have the clock.
Oh,
And it was
the speed.
basically
Bastard
like
to get
it was
naked.
basically it was basically if you lose a piece, you had to take a piece of clothing off. which
Oh,
was
okay,
just-
okay. I want candy. Woo! Ay, yoy.
So
Well.
you bought Expression 2, did you?
Ah,
I
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Congrats.
Expressing
Yay!
yourself already.
I will be more expressive. I will talk with my hands now.
I think that's how expression works. Yeah.
I know Liz is pretty expressive, but only when it comes to matters of safety.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Wow. Hey, see what I did there? I asked a question and John consented for me to keep talking? I don't know. Anyway, hey, safety's important. We have these tools to make sure that the game is safe and therefore fun for all of us. You, the audience, do not have tools, but you do have options, and we will get to that in a moment. So, the green card means that despite how I may appear, I am enthusiastically consenting to continue play. I'm all good. Yellow card means pause. I have to make the table aware of something. When I put the card down, we are good to continue. And the red card is an instant stopping of play. For us, we'll probably go to a BRB screen. And it just means that we're not going to start streaming again unless everybody at the table is okay to continue. What do you, the audience, have? Well, you can whisper RPGClinic. If you'd like to make something known to us during the stream, that will be read by not just John, but all of us. We can all see it. You could also message one of our moderators. Tonight we have Kung Fu Fenris, Bleeds the Light Invincible. So you can message him and he will pass along feedback anonymously if you so choose. And finally, you need to prioritize your safety as much as we need to prioritize ours. So you can stop watching the stream or disconnect from chat. We'd be sad to see you go, but you really need to keep yourself precious.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
you very much.
Keep it precious, keep it safe.
Exactly. Like Gollum and that ring.
He sure did a great job. You nailed that one.
Oh God.
Made for a good story, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many people died.
Great story.
Why don't you toss me what happened last session?
I'm gonna start. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go second. I'm gonna go last. Nailed it. Yeah. Last time on Changeling Riverwild, young Burble and Lady Genui shared a moment where they discussed their past, their future, their desires out in the garden, while the rest of the freehold watched like creepers.
After all that eavesdropping, Det's exposition game was given the green light.
Exhibition.
And
An exposition game.
exhibition game.
This is exposition. This is the exposition game.
Exhibition game was approved, went on. Things got off to a good start until people started getting really mad. So Det ended up casting a whole lot of flicker flies on a whole lot of people in a whole lot of places to try to calm them down. Meanwhile,
Mickle and Burble apprehended Trenchcoat Guy, who turned out to be a Trixie Pisky.
Name, right?
We dive tackled Trixie Pisky and are bringing him to justice, aka Jans. And Det lost the game.
yes. Her team lost the exhibition match. But she does have a meeting with the mayor at 2 p.m. tomorrow.
It was technically a scrimmage.
That's right.
Thank you for remembering the mayor.
Honestly, lose a game, get a meeting with the mayor is like a trade-off I would make any day. But I'm not an athlete, so maybe that's part of the reason I don't care.
Do you have this
Get
burning
'em.
need to meet
Get
mayors?
'em.
I think it would be cool.
So Valerie Plante is right in front of you
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Are you like, oh yeah, I'm gonna meet Valerie Plante?
Yeah. Shake
Why?
her hand.
So
Hey,
what?
Because she represents the future of the city in which I no longer live.
Yeah, I was gonna
You're
say.
so
Damn it.
civic minded. That's great.
Yeah. I love civics. I love civics.
You want to repeat that? Let it trail off. Tell you what, Scott. Why don't you say Trixie Pisky 5 times
It's
fast?
hard.
I don't think I'm going to do
I
that.
think you're gonna try.
All right. What is this, a task?
Yes.
Okay. I am a Trisky Pick.
No, you fucked it up.
Like literally immediately.
Kate, you want to
Hey.
try?
Thanks, Eric. Mark.
Trixie Pixie, Trixie Pixie, Trixie Pixie, Trixie Pixie, Trixie Pixie, Trixie Pixie, Trixie Pixie.
Pixie is not Pisky.
Oh, sorry, it was Pisky?
Yeah.
Trixie Pisky, Trisky. Yep.
Yep.
This is hard.
I gotta see if I can do it. I don't think I can. Trixie Pisky, Trixie Pisky, Trixie Pisky, Trixie Pisky, Trixie Pisky.
Bravo.
It took way more effort than I want to admit.
Stream's done. We're done. John's out.
Quit,
John's tapped
just
out.
quit.
Yeah, Trisket Pixel was like, I was like,
yeah.
don't look.
Everyone's almost in her terrible twos.
Hey.
And therefore, so is the channel, I would
Oh,
assume.
yeah, Auguste.
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 Me gusta. Yay.
You can tell they're friends when.
More than friends.
Trisky.
Good friends. More than good friends.
friends.
Great friends. Okay. I agree.
Friends.
Reds till the end. Yep.
Anything else before we...
Hopefully our sibilants and our plosives are well controlled considering how much we were using both of those in our tongue twister.
Yes. I guess we will find out.
Our.
Yours, I have
Not
no
your,
idea.
our.
Everyone's like,
I think mine will
"Oh."
be all right. Hopefully. All right. Ready?
Let's party.
I played soccer, football for most of the world, but soccer here, throughout my elementary school career. I stopped once I switched schools and I couldn't keep it up. Anyway,
No one said anything.
so I played and I was the quintessential kid who wanted to make sure that he was playing fair and playing generously. So I never scored ever because I would always pass the ball. It wasn't that I was afraid to shoot. It was that it was just drilled into me, this idea of like, you should pass the ball. You shouldn't always keep the ball. And for some reason, that was just the thing that I always did. I always kept the ball until my last season that I played. So this was after like 5 years. It's the last one that I ever played in. I decided one game that I was going to try and shoot. Because why not, right? And of course I scored. Because I had to wait until like I was not 6 but 12 to, actually go for it. And I ended up scoring 1 goal in my second to last game and 1 goal in my last game, and that was it. And like so basically once I decided that I was going to score goals,
You retired.
I retired. I retired at a 100% goal
Yes.
per game. So I'm going to actually take this to just remind you that, we're here to make sure that everybody has fun. It is the highlight thing that I try to make sure that everybody knows is that the point is that you're here in a role-playing game. You are supposed to be trying to make sure that everybody has fun, not just yourself. But I'm also going to remind you that every once in a while, it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to focus on what you want. It's okay to be the one who, instead of always passing the ball, actually takes the shot. Because the funny thing is, when I got off the field, I felt great, but everyone also was happy for me and happy because we had scored and therefore won. Sometimes being selfish really pays off. You were dragging this Trixie Pisky
Nailed it.
back
Great.
to Jan's. I'm going to assume that you just get there.
Yep.
He's not really. What?
There's some.
I think I was just trying to scratch it.
There was some sounds for mics and stuff.
I can see that it's unmuted right now, so it's fine.
Okay.
Cool.
So I'm just going to assume he's no longer really resisting you, so you can just take him back and conduct whatever business you have there.
My arm is casually just slung over his shoulder like we're besties.
Oh, you are besties, right?
Of course.
Like, yeah.
The tighter I hug someone, the more I love them.
I would like.
If you actually say that out loud,
Oh,
he
yeah.
kind of wets himself at that.
Yay. I would like to just take an action to stop off at Burble's home in the glebe to pick up a case. It's just like, I don't know, it's about yay big. And I'm going to bring it back to the freehold.
Do we all go into your house with you?
So I don't know if we want to make this a big fucking thing or not. If everybody wants to have a scene in my house,
Party
sure,
at
we can meet in
Burble's.
Burble's house.
Do you stop off at Max for a 2-4?
Oh. Hey there, Bod. You got a 2-4 for me there, Bod. Hey.
Got some Alexander Keiths there for me.
Keats! I love Keats. Okay. No, I do not stop at the Max for a 2-4, Jonathan.
Look, just because I'm irrationally amused by the fact that you call a couche-tard Max
I know.
over there.
Oh, that's gross.
It's not that
I
gross.
don't like it. It's just, it's not very evocative. Okay, sorry. This is well
Compared-
beyond the scope of the stream.
Compared to couche-tard?
Yeah, it's open late.
Yeah, sleep late.
Sleep late. Hang on, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because they're open late.
Right. Anyway. So
It's an owl.
I'm picking up a large opaque case. 24 beers, by the way, for those not familiar with the term 2-4.
Yeah. All right. Where are you taking your... Are you calling him a prisoner? What are you calling him?
He's my bud.
Okay, where are you taking your bud? Now legal in Ontario.
I'm thinking that I want to go to maybe the Crease. That seems like a good spot. Somewhere in the freehold proper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go to the Crease.
So you're taking him to the place with the ball pit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
He can have fun.
In case we need to do some tough negotiating, dunk his head under the ball, pull him back up again, down again.
I'll tell you anything.
It's mildly uncomfortable.
Mildly.
It smells funny.
Yeah, I was gonna say it smells funny. Yeah.
Dead.
Oh, fuck, that's funny.
Are you just accompanying? You have anything that are you stopping off at your home for?
Torture equipment, Purple?
Unclear.
I definitely got pounched.
Also,
no, I offered.
When you leave a hockey game, do you like get dressed up in a suit?
Maybe not. But I did offer after the game to let people take out whatever they need to take out outside. So I'm gonna chill out, waiting for people to leave.
Like your teammates.
Yeah, my teammates.
Nobody
and my
wants to.
friends.
They're all
Oh,
super
great.
chill.
Great, awesome, sweet.
Flicker flies will affect them for a while yet.
I will either join them in post game dinner or rejoin my friends as
I'm
appropriate.
gonna say you rejoin your friends because
Right.
that's more interesting.
Yes. But you know, while he's at his house,
You
I'm not
definitely
gonna
don't
creep his house.
neglect
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
your team,
Yeah.
but it's also you're professional athletes. It's not like you
Yeah.
get together after every single game. You got stuff to do.
I kind of wanted to see John play 2 entire teams worth of hockey players
Yes.
at a bar.
John, your first line is "Pass me the matzo sticks." Action.
Pass me the matzo stick.
Would you please pass me the matzo sticks?
Holy shit! I didn't know it was gonna be like Schindler's List up in here. Oh my god! Sorry. Whoa! How about Oliver? It should have been Oliver. I don't know why I said Schindler's.
Why'd you go?
This stream. What an. Okay. Anyway.
I hope everyone's still here. You just deserve to be mocked.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
All right. So you've returned to the crease.
I plonk our friend down on a cushy couch.
So he plonks down on the cushy couch. He's still wrapped up in his trench coat, although now his face is clearly visible. He's just your. It's kind of hard to call a Pisky a run-of-the-mill Pisky because the Pisky kith gradually look like they belong wherever they're supposed to be. But right now, because it's just among a bunch of fae, he looks like a Pisky. So very short, tapered ears, a little bit of an impish look about him, spiky hair
Appearance?
too. It's not enough.
We have to go deeper. I also still have the pieces of the device that he had, which unfortunately was broken during the melee. It was nobody's fault, really. It just kind of happened. Yeah, that's what we're going with. So I'm probably going to take that over to a work surface in the crease so I can keep an ear out, but I definitely want to have a closer look at it.
So, you said that you were working for somebody.
I don't know what you're going to try and do here.
I also don't. Thought I'd improvise. Doesn't that sound fun?
I thought I made it very clear. I did what I said that I was supposed to do, and that was it.
And who are you working for?
Okay. There's an unseelie duke who has been working outside the confines of the major cities in Ontario. He's looking to corner the market when it comes to being able to fleece glamour from large-scale events. So, in an attempt to do that, he's trying to make sure that there's disruptions at these large-scale events. He's going to come in, save the day, use that to leverage some political power, weaken the appearance of the other Fiona and Dougal that are present here, and hopefully push them over. Except that in order to make sure that it doesn't look like it's just an Unseelie plot, he's first focusing on Ottawa, which is already ruled by Daram.
Burbal's not going to say this out loud, but either this guy's a really good liar or he just, gave up a plot. Can I roll on this? Does he seem to be lying?
Yeah,
he seems
roll
like a
your
really
perception
good liar.
I would like to roll as well, please.
Everybody can roll your perception subterfuge.
Hey, I am
I will.
observing from a distance.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Div? Probably a good question to ask, hey?
6. We'll say it's 6.
All right, standard.
On 2 dice.
2, 3, 3.
Pretty good.
I guess I have to roll.
You should probably roll, yeah.
Just all of this stuff gets put into my dice roller. I have to get them out before I can
jeez.
roll.
Whoa.
What was the maximum rolls that you?
3.
Threes. The side of the table.
Seems like he's telling the truth.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, fantastic.
Fuck.
I'll remind you that whether or not I had more successes than you did, that doesn't mean that I'm telling you incorrect information.
Yeah.
So, why has he not come in and saved the day yet?
Save what day?
Like, saved the day from these disruptions.
Because it's only been happening for a couple of weeks. Things
It's been
have.
happening long enough for all of sports to be canceled, so it's been happening long enough to enough people to notice. Therefore, his opportunity to be a hero is now done for because there's no longer a disruption to happen.
That announcement wasn't made until recently. It takes time. You want to make people sweat a little bit.
Well, they sweat through their jerseys and now they stink. So no one wants to be around them, so you aren't going to get any glamour from someone who's an outcast.
The trick is not to get glamour from here. The trick is to show that glamour can't be reasonably gained.
What?
Look at it this way. If you shut down every arts festival that happened in the province, that would be bad, right?
Yes.
If you shut down every
Sports
theater...
game in the province, that would be bad.
Right, but that only just happened.
Yes.
Now, you have to wait until people start feeling really badly about that it's not just a one-off thing. If it's too obvious that he swoops in and fixes the problem a day after sports gets canceled.
Okay, so the plan was to get them so bad that they would get canceled, not have a game go so awry that he saves the game.
That's right.
Okay, well, yippee, success, canceled.
Yeah.
I want to make something clear, if I may, like poking up, kind of trying to stand on my tippy toes so I'm visible behind everyone. It's impossible, probably.
He finds it kind of difficult to pay attention to anything except for Mikkel if Mikkel is standing nearby, but
I am.
like he can hear you, he's understanding, but his eye line is always kind of like looking at you and then like making sure that Mikkel's not going to eat him and then looking at you.
Yeah. I'll come sort of closer. I don't know if we ever really expressed to you that, it's important to us that these kind of disruptions don't happen because they're disrupting dreamers in the county. You understand?
Yeah, that's the point.
Right, exactly.
Cornering the market on dreamers is kind of a good tactic, right?
No, it's a great way to put a target on your back.
Well, that's why he wasn't doing it himself. He made me do it.
Your back.
Sure, but some of us don't get to choose what we do.
I just want to make it clear that I don't want you to think that we're interrogating you here or anything.
I think that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
No, hang on, Mikkel, hang on. I don't think that's true. I just want you to know that this is something we don't want to happen. And it sounds like you don't want to have a target painted on your back.
For the injuries that I sustained as a result of this plot piece. And I'm going to go off to, the freezer and pull out a bunch of ice.
She got punched a few times.
So as you leave the crease, you feel what is now a familiar sinking of weight in your phone.
Whoop. Like, drop it on the counter while I'm getting out ice.
The phone, you mean?
Like, I put it on the counter,
So
yeah.
you have a little image of a cat, except the cat is wearing a tiny little headpiece with a little red cross on it, and It has little gloves on its front paws.
Oh my god.
See, you found a certain section of the internet. Crack, crack,
Damn.
ice.
Nice.
Crack, crack.
Score, no!
Ice.
You're too young to be corrupted in this way.
It walks off the screen.
Oh.
Now you're in a freehold. Your wounds will heal very quickly.
Yeah.
At this point, basically, every half hour. You're
Oh,
gonna
it was
gain
just
health
her
level.
being dramatic to make
No.
a point of I've suffered as a result of your plot.
I know, but just so you know.
What? You obviously have an obligation to this unseelie duke, whoever they may be. Clearly.
Yeah.
Is that obligation something you see yourself moving away from anytime soon?
Well, hopefully, if I've done my job correctly, unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to have to stop. You broke my device.
What does it do?
Well, at the moment, it does nothing. You broke it.
Sure, but that's not what I asked.
You asked, what does it do?
What
The
did
spirit-
it do?
The spirit of the
Boo.
question. You know what it... Oh.
Ooh, I want to
You actually,
in the middle of the forehead,
like a
like a
thump
poke.
like that?
What did it do?
It manipulated the way mortals feel.
Uh-huh.
Pressing X to down at this point.
Yeah, very much so. So I just start screaming at him, obviously. That's how that goes.
Just club him in the leg.
Yeah. Is that still what it did?
Where is he?
Where is he?
Hey, look, you don't have to lie to us.
I think I do.
I really don't think you do.
I think you're gonna kill me.
And why would the chances of that happening be lessened if we found out you lied to us?
Well, ideally, we wouldn't find out he was lying to us.
I'm pretty sure he's lying to us.
I agree with that.
Didn't anyone ever tell you that interrogation tactics typically produce false results? People tell you what they think you want to hear.
Well, the alternative, I think, would be to let you continue doing what you're doing, and then we would lose all the dreamers in the city as part of this Unseelie Duke's plot. You really gave them up pretty fast.
No.
I think you did. If I was where you were, I think I probably would have too, though.
Have you returned?
Sure.
Whoop.
I'm sorry about your game. I'm
Are you?
sorry you got
Are you?
the shit
Are
kicked
you?
out of you.
Oh, Jesus.
No, you're not.
Fucking are you?
Because, like, I'm at least an adult. Those were children that you were doing that to.
Children.
I'm Cathane. I can handle it. I can hang out here in a freehold and be fine in a few days. They were children.
So next you're going to tell me that change is good? That honor is a lie? That glamour is free?
Didn't you just say you were working for an Unseelie Duke?
What does it matter? Whether they're kids or adults. If glamour's free and you can just do whatever you want. Just take the glamour from them whenever you feel like it.
You're really confusing me now because you just said you were working for an Unseelie Duke and now you're sounding like you hate the idea of being Unseelie.
I mean...
Yeah, cool. You suck. What you did sucked. Whatever your actual plot was sucked.
You broke the device,
Yes.
so I'm already dead.
Great.
No. You think they're going to send someone after you?
I think that if I don't return a very valuable artifact in working condition, then it's going to make me look really badly.
Well, maybe we can come to an arrangement where you do get to return the valuable artifact in good working condition.
I don't know how to fix it.
But maybe someone else does.
Sorry. Trying to catch a little fly that's running around. Now it's on the speaker.
Oh, is it that little fly that's been
Yeah.
in here for a bit?
Well,
Yeah,
I
fuck that.
I
You
killed that
killed
other one.
It drowned itself.
God, they're multiplying.
Yeah, that's what
did-
fruit
it
flies
did
do.
drown
Yeah, it's quite famously, actually, yeah.
Okay, it's not an Unseelie Duke. And it's not a way to try to get the Dreamers out of the city. But that device is one that doesn't belong to me, and I'm in a lot of trouble because it's broken.
Should have thought about that before you brought it to a hockey game that was going to be full of angry people.
Well, some of us actually have to use our brains for a living, so...
Use my brain for a living. Oh. I'll have you know that hockey is actually a very complex sport.
So, like, are you a masochist? Is that it?
I was just going to say that, yeah.
I'm not a masochist, no.
Good. Then you aren't going to enjoy this, and I'm going to slug him.
Like, okay, I'm asking where, if only that I want to know, like, how serious are you about this?
Like, punch him across the jaw. But I'm, like, knowing that, because that's not a comfortable thing to do for your hand. It's not going to be like, I'm trying to knock him
You're a
out.
Clericon. You can punch somebody in
Yeah.
the jaw without it
Yeah,
hurting
yeah,
you
yeah.
badly.
Make sure he can still talk afterwards.
Yeah, boy.
So you slug him.
Oh.
Oh. Crack. Look,
I don't have a brain. Why are you talking to me? I don't use it.
you play a game for a living. There's more important things out there to worry about.
What? Sitting in a white room, thinking about how smart you are, because entertainment clearly is invalid and there's no point to ever be entertained in your life. There's no point to train your body so that you have a, strong, healthy body to power the rest of your brain.
I think the point was made, and that's the important thing to worry about. I did my job. The last thing that I was told that I had to do was shut down a professional game.
You're welcome.
But now the device is broken, so I can't return it. So honestly, you don't have to fear anything else from me. I'm just gonna make myself scarce. I
No, you're
hear burning sun is a nice place this time of year.
Nice place to burn.
If you're worried about anyone finding you here, Jens is a relatively popular freehold, but nice.
Sorry,
But I don't see
it's dead.
anyone thinking that you might be. Yay! I don't see anyone thinking why you would be here. We could put out information that you've skipped town. I don't know why I'd want to help you, but if it's going to keep you alive.
You want to help me because Mikkel and I are buds, right?
I'd actually love to hear some reasons why we should help you. You could start using your big old brain to think of some of those
Actually, I had a question about that. What do you do?
successfully.
Follow someone else's orders and fail, apparently.
Very good, Liz. Very good.
Oh,
This isn't.
Hello? Hello?
Can we,
Yep, 1 second.
just gonna vamp for a bit here.
yeah. Is that the front door?
Oh God, we scheduled the ramen. I watched John
In like
do
the
it.
17th version of the order? Here.
We had
No, it's here.
Oh, for God's sake!
Yeah.
You're gonna watch us slurp some ramen,
I'm gonna
guys.
unmute John. I'm gonna mute myself. I don't think I successfully unmuted him. There we go.
Oh yeah, there you go. Zachariah's out the door.
Look, Requiem. Sometimes you just gotta make a joke so good that it destroys the table. Not like literally, just figuratively speaking. We're having issues ordering food before. Anyway,
You
yes,
saw me do it.
I sure did.
I order things and Liz supervises.
We have a buddy system now, like for the washroom, for ordering food, for role playing, obviously. Hence Mikkel and Guy's buddy system.
So mad.
Oh, jeez.
So mad. We ordered it
For like 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
We're going to eat it on stream? No, that's weird. People don't want to listen to that.
At any rate, you had just asked a question.
I had asked, what do you do that you need your brain? And Liz tagged on with successfully.
What do you do
successfully? Yeah.
Okay. My name's... Sorry, we'll catch Kate up.
Yeah.
My name's Konaz.
K-O.
Konaz.
Thank you.
I was hired to use this device at several different sporting events. There are others like me. I'm not the only one. I used it. All I had to do was push a button. That was it. I was told to be there, to wait until the game had started, to push a button, and that was it. That's all I had to do. Once I did that, everything would be fine. I had to do it 10 times. The last time I did it was here. At your game.
And so you're free to return your device.
I can't now.
I know.
It's broken. And I was paid generously money that I needed. I'm not a very good gambler either.
Gambling can be really hard. You have to know when you need to quit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just want to reach out and just take his arm gently. I've been there.
Look, I got in with some bad people. I made a few bets. I thought I could cover them. I couldn't. I made a few more. I started winning my way back out. I was almost there. And I got a little cocky. And then I just had the worst run. Like the worst cards I've ever had.
Yeah. And it's
So
all...
I agreed to do this. So that I could buy myself out of the debt.
Did you know what it was going to do when you turned on the thing? The device?
I mean, after the first couple of times, I figured that I could guess what it was going to do, but all I know is that I had to push the button. That he'd know if I didn't push the button.
This mysterious benefactor of yours sounds like they have an agenda.
And I had to stay until the end of the game.
To make sure?
However the game was supposed to end.
Right.
One way or the other.
Delicious. Quick catch up. His name is Konaz. Konaz. Was paid to use this device at 10 sporting events.
Yeah.
This was the last one. The money was important because Konaz has gambling debts.
Gotcha.
There you go. We're caught up.
Cool.
So
You had to stay the whole time. Yeah.
Do we
Instead
believe
of
this
having-
story?
instead of having to pay off the debt,
Hey.
instead of having to pay off the debt, he said that I could do this. It looks like I'm not the only one who's had this happen to them.
I'm really sorry, Konaz. That's a rough go. It can be really hard to have that string of bad luck happen to you and then end up in a situation like this.
I've never seen such a string of bad beats, man. I mean, I was coming up with cards, pocket kings. I had Ace King suited. I had everything that I could have wanted. 6 hands in a row. 6! And every single time, I flop what I think is an amazing hand, and then he always just caught it
He was there.
on the river.
You don't think...
I'm a decent cheat,
You got outshot.
but they were using protocol.
Interesting.
Were they? And is the protocol at their house that they always win?
So protocol
Doesn't work that way, I know. But Det could be wrong. Det has one gray mare.
Okay.
Like, that doesn't mean she knows everything about Sovereign. Yes.
I like the implication, though.
This is not how Sovereign works.
In this house, we kill. Go on.
It's bad. It's bad manners if you don't give me candy.
Like, what if you stack the deck beforehand, then you cast Protocol? Would you, like, unstack the deck?
So
Anyway.
These
That's
are good
a-
questions.
yeah.
No, it's honestly good questions.
all I know is that the reason why people play in these games is because it's one of the only places you can get an honest game. For us. Come on. Would you play poker with a changeling?
I have, and no.
So this kind of guarantee is important. Look, fleecing mortals is one thing. We've all done it.
Have we?
Really?
Why would I?
Because they're mortals.
You thought you were mortal too until you crystallized.
Goodness, poker is a game of skill. It's a game of reading your opponent, not of just stealing what little money they have. That's so crass. Glasses go up. Look, besides the point. These games where you ended up in debt and needing to do this, were they here?
You picked the name.
Yeah, I know. Regret.
I like being in debt too.
I'll try to watch my phrasing.
None of y'all are
Hashtag
getting
phrasing.
in debt right now, or anytime soon, or ever.
It has been 0 days since debt promised. None of us would be. Never mind.
Bo walks past the crease. Oh, dude, harsh. Rough.
Oh. Where did the games happen? Here? Far away?
That's something I can't tell you.
Oh, a mystery.
I just don't know.
You don't know where you were?
You want to play one of these games, they tell you a place to go. You arrive, they blindfold you, and then they take you.
I think Burble's literally like jaw down, just like, holy shit.
Like, didn't you tell me he was, like, bleeding from his wrists or something?
Stigmata.
Yeah.
to his hands.
Yes.
So
Yo no
do
es
you believe
importante.
anything? This sounds really...
It does sound really hard to believe, Conas. Conas. Conas, I think is what
it's
it
a
says.
Z.
Conas.
Could you say it, John? Because
Konas.
Conas. Great, good.
Thank
good.
you.
Gonna keep saying it.
I was not here.
That makes a good point. It's gonna kind of be hard to believe you.
Well, that's your problem.
Yep.
I guess.
We're gonna have to find somewhere to store him.
Sounds like it's your problem, actually. Your device is fucked up. You're in a lot of debt. And
It's gonna be the whole game.
It really
a lot
is.
of
It's
trouble.
already the whole game, yeah.
sounds like we might be the only fuckers out here who can help you.
And we want to.
I don't want to yet.
Okay,
I
well-
haven't heard a reason to make me want to help him yet.
So out of the frying pan into the fire. All right, fine. Look, I told you I lost money and I didn't want to lose anything else. So I'd agreed to do something that looked like the worst thing that was happening is that a few people were getting shoved around. Didn't seem like that big a deal.
So, all right, so you lose a bunch of games because you suck at cards, you fuck up, you have no money. He hands you this screwdriver shit. You're supposed to press a button 10 times, and then you think he's just going to let you go?
We swore a contract.
You have that in writing?
No.
Why not?
Because we're changelings.
All the best contracts are in writing. What the fuck is wrong with you? Now who has no brain, huh? I go very New York when I'm angry, apparently.
Red caps.
Me? I'm the one with no brain.
So what is the wording of the contract? Tell me.
Oh.
That any debts that I hold are forgiven if I do this service.
And who signed it?
We didn't sign anything. I swore it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's like you're not even a changeling.
I got a lot to teach you about contracts.
I love it. No, it's just funny. No, I know.
Just care about contracts.
Is that a knocking?
Yes.
Upstairs?
No, I just like making noise.
No, I was just like, why is the laptop shaking? Is it about to fall off? Do I need to dive up and catch it? Okay, there's knocking. Where?
Come in.
I
Degrees.
acknowledge it.
Lady Genwy is standing there. She has her hands behind her back. She's wearing what looks like a very unlike what she normally wears, which is basically just like skater trash. But like
Love Lady
artfully worn, like probably
It's
like
the pre-ripped jeans rather than jeans that actually got ripped.
Oh no. Actually the opposite. They're jeans that specifically got ripped, but I only keep the jeans that rip in ways that I think are attractive.
Incredible.
I'm not gauche enough to buy pre-ripped jeans. I'm just bougie enough to not keep the jeans that don't rip nice. She's dressed in a black form-fitting shirt that goes down to leather pants or pleather, honestly, and boots with a very distinct heel. She's wearing about 6 belts across her body, and she's wearing gloves that are black with just the sharpest of little pinpricks at the end of them to simulate nails. Hi.
Well, welcome. Not welcome. Hello, Lady Genwy.
Do we have a prisoner?
Well, we're not using the word prisoner. We're
Yeah,
using the word buddy.
we do
I'm
have-
using the word prisoner. If there's a prisoner here, do we have one?
Yes. We do.
And I just like.
Have we learned anything yet?
Awkward shifting of ice against Bruce.
She doesn't seem interested in coming in just yet.
Okay. We've learned something, but we're trying to figure out if we can trust our new friend. It's difficult.
Oh,
Yeah, it doesn't seem the honest type. Seems to cry wolf a lot.
oh, that's awful. That's really too bad. It'd be a shame if he had to find out what happens when you cross the Unseelie Court.
What's Conus looking like at this?
Yeah, it
I'm
would.
just like.
Conus is like looking back and forth between Mikkel, who is imminent, ever-present danger, Det, who is simmering like rage just under the surface, and
Yeah, I'm probably icing my knuckles against the ice that is icing my rib. Anyway.
Nice.
Burble, who is the good cop.
Hello.
And then there's Lady Genwy, and there's something about the way that she looks. Her shoulders, by the way, like quite square. That there's an unknown there, and the unknown is unsettling him too. He's kind of got like 3 shitty roads and 1 like not so shitty road.
Fortunately, this road doesn't go anywhere. I got no power.
Purple.
Burble, I think you're going places.
Oh, thanks, Dad. Will it be soon?
Off a cliff.
Will my singing
I don't have
career ever
soothsay.
take off? Oh, okay. I know someone who does. Okay.
I know that there's a lot of rumors about what the Unseelie Court does when, people do things that make a mockery of the Eshiat, that mess with the right to dream, the right of ignorance, all of that sort of thing. We do believe in the Eshiat, of course. I mean, you're a member of the Unseelie Court. You would know, right? I kind of like my reputation of being there for people when they're learning about trying out a skateboard, or every once in a while being that person who hands out hot chocolate when it's appropriate, when it's really cold outside and stuff like that. I don't want to lose my reputation, but I will. Let me know how it goes, okay? And she closes the door.
Thanks, Lady Joe. Oh. And right away, I've never seen her like that before.
Well, you heard the lady. Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Never forget a debt.
Okay, it wouldn't be a problem if you didn't keep staring at me every time.
Okay.
No, you can't, because I've got a friendly face.
Ding.
Yeah, so you're trying to pay off a debt by doing a job, and you're hoping that your debts disappear.
And I thought they would.
Yeah.
But maybe they will. You did the thing. Was part of the contract I have to bring back this magic wand in one piece?
I said that I had to give it back, yeah?
But was
Right.
it part of the contract?
Well, no, but that doesn't mean that he isn't going to be pissed.
Sure,
Right,
but
but
your
you'll be
debts are still
debt-free.
forgiven.
I don't think it counts for new debts that I incur.
I'm just saying, sounds like your contract game is shit. You could have had this locked up airtight, and you did not.
Okay.
Look, Conas, I'm going to be honest with you. I really want to know how the device works. So I really want to put it back together and get it working, or at least into a position where maybe you can return it and hopefully not incur any more problems. That's what I want to do.
But if you don't tell him what it does.
Well, maybe
I
don't
told
think
you
he
I
knows.
just pushed the button. That's
Yeah.
all I was supposed to do.
And it does something.
He's sweating profusely at this point. He looks very clammy.
Did you find yourself affected by the magic wand?
No, it doesn't seem to have any effect on those who are Cathane.
Hey, you look hot, bud. Let's take this coat off you.
So I'll remind you, I'd never asked any of you
Yeah.
to resist any of this stuff.
That's true.
So at
Oh,
least in this, he may be telling the truth.
Right.
That's true.
Jan freaking out at a hockey game is
Literally on the NPC description.
It's just what he does.
it's just what he
Literally,
does.
that's what he does. All right, cool. I like that.
In fact, even before he attended the game, I think Themis was like, "Oh
No, no.
are you sure Jan should come?" Like it was just
Yeah.
very. Okay.
And Themis also was not affected.
Right. And as you say, neither were we. Is it possible to try to take his coat from him? Not from him, but off of him.
I mean, he's sitting on it, so he'd have to stand up. But yeah. You can.
I'm
You
not.
could just ask him to take his coat off.
Oh well, yeah, exactly. Hey, you look pretty hot. You sure you don't want to take that off? I'm gonna reach for his coat.
Thanks. He stands up and he pulls the coat off. And that's when you see that. Actually, I'm going to have you roll.
Yay!
Could you roll me, all three of you, your intelligence politics?
Oh, no, I can't. Nope. Can't do, bro.
Good luck.
Fuck it up, verbal. Sorry, diff.
Difficulty is going to be 7.
I have a specialty in creative intelligence. Not gonna. Yeah.
I mean, you can make up a story about what you're about to say.
I like that. Well, I probably will. This is all improvised, by the way.
Do you mean this isn't a scripted RPG show?
I know some people might be
Would have
surprised.
fooled me.
I got 2 successes.
Well, that's a lot of successes. Okay. I will let you know when it is appropriate.
Okay,
How about that?
fine.
He's just wearing blue jeans and a charcoal shirt under that. His chimerical voile doesn't seem to be anything special. Like he's not wearing something that a changeling would traditionally wear to court or whatever. As if he wasn't expecting to head off to anything like that afterwards.
Well, okay. I mean, interesting perhaps. I'm just so interested, Cronus, in who this person is that you made this deal with. But I'm going to head you off at the pass here and assume that you don't feel like or can't tell us much about them. You know, secrecy and all that.
Did you know it was Cathane before you showed up to the game today?
No.
Did you notice I was Cathane before activating the thing?
I just pushed the button. I knew... I saw her. I didn't know that anybody on the ice... You were wearing a helmet.
That's fair. Just asking. Just a question.
I have a question.
Lovely.
Oh boy.
So you return. Say Burble can put your magic vibrator back together, and you need to return it. Where do you return it to?
I was told that after I completed my last task, that I had to go back where I first had to wait to get to the game.
And where's that?
It's, the War Museum.
Are you telling the truth right now?
I don't have any other reason to tell the lie.
Yeah, you do. So that we go on a wild goose chase so that you can try to slip away while we're staking out.
Look, I'll be honest. The fact that you've got a pet redcap and
A pet? But finish your sentence.
so his mouth goes very dry. You know when you try to
believe you.
talk and it's very dry that it's just hard to. You're very scary. You're not nearly as scary as he is.
Is it another red cap you're dealing with?
Who's he?
That I don't want to tell you because then I will fucking die.
Told you I'd have to get killed. Cool. Great defense. Okay. You notice how, Buddy over here is trying to fix your toy?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I don't want you to die either. Look, the
Didn't
only
mind
reason
when
I
was about
decided
to
to
get
play...
pummeled by both sides of my fucking team.
There's a difference between getting roughed up in a hockey game and getting in bad. Really bad.
Okay, cool. You show up to the War Museum and you just stand around until someone finds you?
I went to the War Museum. There's a freehold there.
Yes.
I spent some time there.
Great.
I left. I stood outside the main entrance.
Mm-hmm.
A car pulled up. I got in. That's. And then I
You get into every car that just pulls out somewhere sketchy?
well, I told
Go
you
into
that
back
this was a
rooms
deal
and
that was
they
arranged.
blindfold you.
Besides, Oh no.
What's happening? What is it?
I don't remember his name.
Sure, you're not just, making yourself forget conveniently.
I mean, that would be a very
Yeah,
good thing to do.
apparently we're bleeding out of your wrists, so, you know.
Conus, hold anything that you can hold on to. Physical description. What did the sound? What does his voice sound like? I'm trying to anchor him in any memories he might have.
Cool.
I think we should check to see if he's telling the truth. I think we should pay a visit to the War Museum.
If they are not involved.
You said you hung out there for a bit. Someone may have
I
seen
did.
you. They can at least attest to the fact that
So
they
why were
saw
you-
you. Maybe
Yeah.
they have security cams on the street,
They
I'd be
definitely
surprised if
do
Luke
their
didn't, actually.
museum.
and we can see which creepy truck you got into.
All right, now.
Yeah?
You got 2 successes?
Yeah, I did. Here it comes.
He stretches. Right? Like, just like, like, I've been at this for too long. I feel badly, that kind of thing, right? So he stretches, and as he does, his shirt lifts up. And you know when somebody's shirt lifts up and you have that little exposure of midriff, all that? There's a tattoo on his right hip.
Could be a cult.
It's hot. I don't know what to tell you.
I know.
I mean, now I know what tattoo I have to get next.
This is a debt half second.
It is a simple tattoo of a circle.
Okay.
This particular circle is doesn't show up alone, like it's outlined in black, but it is a circle that is gold in color.
Okay.
Not a disc, but a circle.
Like,
Oh, yeah. We're all like, oh, out of the way.
What were you thinking?
Zenith.
Oh, Zenith?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, this would make him a nightcast.
Oh, that does track.
It's possible. Tricksiness and stuff.
No, he's been branded
Trying
by
to
the
remember
night.
what Valeria's cult was called.
Branded
Anyway.
by the night.
Would
I
I
am the night.
would I recognize this as like, membership in
You definitely would
Yeah.
recognize this as something that
political?
okay, well, first of all, it's a tattoo.
Yeah.
Anybody can get a tattoo for whatever reason they
Yeah,
want.
of course, exactly.
Right? And especially a tattoo as simple as this. But you are aware that there is a society of changelings known for their efforts to hunt down Dantain, known as the Unbroken Circle.
Well then, I think Burble's eyes go kind of wide, and then he's like,
But the society it's a secret society in that, like, some changelings know it exists.
Right.
But membership isn't generally, like, openly revealed.
they don't have a website.
They have a MySpace.
They have a MySpace.
Tom's not
GeoCities.
even their friend.
Oh shit!
Oh no.
Damn.
That I have so much respect for Tom. Like, that dude made a website, got fucking paid, and he was like, I just want to be rich and, like, retire.
Everyone's
Yeah,
my
like what's he
friend.
up to now? Like what's he doing?
Yeah, he's not Mark Zuckerberg.
He
like no
basically
one cares.
just does whatever he wants now.
Yeah.
Like, some people have mocked him, and he's like, mock me all you want, because I don't care.
I'm rich.
I don't care, and everyone's my friend.
Seriously,
Yeah, actually.
And I was your top friend by default.
it's true.
Meow.
It's nice.
Some of us had to make a MySpace page for university.
That's right. Which means I had 2 MySpace pages.
Yes,
That's
Queen.
hilarious. Actually, that's very funny.
Legit.
MySpace.
Liz and I
Interesting.
were in that class.
We sure were.
It was a hell of a class.
All right, so the Unbroken Circle has a MySpace,
We're
and we're doing research.
But you notice this.
Cool.
friends.
The circle doesn't mean anything to either of you.
Nice tattoo.
Whatever.
Damn, dude. Well, if you can stand our company for a little bit longer, I think Mikkel's right. I think visiting Loot would be a good place for... I wouldn't say it like that. Visiting Loot would be a good place for us to get a sense of whether you were there. I trust you, but just for proof. And it's true. They probably have security cameras trained on the street.
So as you say, on the cute from security,
Yeah.
I'm not going to make the big loud noise. We have microphones. We have people who don't like big loud noises.
Thank you.
But the door slams open and you hear like, all right, final destination, no items, let's go. And Bo and Crow, who are both shirtless with a towel draped around their shoulders, they look like they just got out of a shower, are kind of, they're bombing in.
Yeah.
They don't recognize what's going on right now because the three of you are kind of like around this person. And they are headed over to the television. They're high-fiving.
Yeah.
Crow is kind of awkward in his high fives. Like, he doesn't know enough that you're supposed to meet in the center. So he'll put his high five like here, so Bo has to go all the way over.
That's adorable.
And then does his
get
arm
there?
just like bend?
Probably with the force. Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, shit.
I'm really into that.
So,
Me too, actually.
So Bo and Crow both leap over the back of the couch
Didn't
because they
burn him
want to
as
do
much
that
as he
whole
burnt
like
the spaghetti.
slam down onto the couch kind of thing.
Cool.
And as they do, little spritzes of water just leap off their bodies because they are, in fact, just coming out of a shower after a run back from the arena.
Mm.
And then they look around and are like, oh, dude, there's company.
Yeah.
No, it's all right. It supports up to 8 people. I mean, the competitive aspect kind of goes away, but we might be able to arrange for like a 2-on-2 kind of situation. We've got enough for four teams. Crow's like, 3.
Yeah.
Does he take out his fuck, never mind. Sorry. His
Yes.
abacus, I was going to say, yeah. Shit.
Yes.
Who's your friend?
Konas is going to be staying with us for a while.
Oh, sweet. Hey, Konas. It's really cool. I can show you to where your bedroom's going to be, but do you mind if we play some games first? Because I got a hankering to give Crow a spankering.
You go ahead and do that. We're going to opt out of the game. You two have your properly competitive game. Don't let us water it down.
What's this?
I was just grabbing crap out of the air. Sorry. There's like a
Oh,
Fluff or something.
I thought Dad was like doing something like
some sort of specific gesture.
spell.
Yeah, no, sorry.
As fun as it would be, I think I have to agree with Dad. I think we're gonna take off for a bit, but maybe we can rain check. And it's true, this way, you get to have that proper 1v1 experience.
It's all right, Crow. They're just embarrassed because they mainline C tier characters.
Oh, you're fucking dead. Lucario's not a C-list character. Lucario! That's the first one that came to mind. I don't know. Burple would main Lucas because he looks like him. Anyway, not now.
Yes.
Not now.
All right, well, tell you what. Why don't I get the room ready and then we can play? Sure. Sounds good.
Lady Genwi may have some extra instructions for this particular guest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go and find her. Where is she?
We didn't know where she was going, but she looked really dressed up, so she might have been going out somewhere.
Oh, if she's dressed up, then she's probably in her office. It might mean that she needs to, like, talk to Lady Serena or something like that, so she tries to, like, make sure she looks the part. You know what it is.
Yeah. Her
Look,
office, huh?
Here's the thing. Lady Genwi, not a very good knight. At the same time, knows how to put on appearances when she needs to. It's kind of cool.
Did you
Yeah.
just say she's not a very good knight?
Well, she says that herself. Look,
yeah, but like what we say about ourselves isn't really something you're supposed to repeat as back. If I'm like, I'm not that good at hockey. If you told everyone that I wasn't that good at hockey, I would break your nose.
Oh, you fucked up. oh, shit.
And that would take effort because your nose looks pretty
Look,
sturdy.
I'm sorry.
It's pretty sturdy.
I didn't mean to imply that there was a...
When we have guests and all.
Yeah,
It's all good. Anyway, this is our prisoner.
Oh.
As per
What?
Lady Jenny's instructions.
You're a prisoner, dude? I guess.
Well, just until we've sorted out what's going on.
Yeah, we're gonna go make sure that this guy's telling the
Are
truth.
you like in the middle of an interrogation?
No, we were done.
We're wrapping up. Yeah, we were wrapping up.
Right. And he reaches forward and
Wait.
just grabs the guy, like, both hands, lifts him up by his shirt, and slings him over his shoulder. So now all you see in front of him is Bo with two little legs kicking out on the top of his shoulder
Adorable.
like this. So I'm gonna get this guy and I'm gonna have him thrown, like, in a place where he can't quite get out. Which
Yeah.
is really just one of the guest rooms, but the lock's on the outside.
We'll make sure that he's had a tough day, so make sure he's got some water and snacks. Okay. Yeah, are you allergic to anything, Konas? I'm yelling for some reason over his shoulder.
Ragweed?
Okay, well, we're not planning on serving you any of that.
So, like, did you want to, like, come?
Stupid.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's funny.
No, it's all right, bro. Laughter, it's like the language of the soul.
You are so deep, Bo.
No, I'm tall.
Good answer.
Like negative
Very
deep.
good answer. Yeah.
Anti-deep.
Anti-deep. Well, we have something else that we need to do actually. So, I think it's okay. You're not gonna hurt him, are you?
No, I don't hurt. Like, look, this is nothing. I mean, my shoulder's a little bony, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, no big deal, right?
Yeah.
You could throw prisoners around all day, I bet.
Yeah, no, not a big deal at all.
And if you let him get away, we will hurt you.
Wait. Whose side are you on?
What do you mean?
Her own?
Yeah, we're all on the freehold side.
Why are you threatening Bo?
Because it's how I get things done. Jesus, Crow.
The way you get things done is you find people who you can trust and you keep them close. It isn't wise to have the people who know where you live be afraid of you. Fear does strange things to people in the wee hours of the night where sleep simply won't come. So are you going to speak to my friend that way?
Probably, yeah.
I see.
And then I'm gonna keep teaching you how to lift properly.
And at that, he kind of was like, he just shrivels back.
Yeah, I think so too, Luna.
Off we go.
No, look, he's not getting anywhere. Look, do you know Wayfair? No? Well, all right. See, like, he can't get out anyway.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I've trusted every word he said.
Oh, he might start bleeding out of his hands. He's
That's
not
fake.
really bleeding out of his hands.
Oh,
Trust
well.
me, I'm a doctor.
Classic.
All right, look, here's the thing. So, bro, if you try to get out before we're ready to let you go, you and I are going to have some words. And by words, I mean I'm going to hold you really tight, and other people are going to do things to you that you're going to regret. Do you understand? I've been threatened by like 6 different people at this point. I don't know what to say anymore. Well, okay, how about this? And he lifts him and he puts him down. Except that when he sets him down, he still has him by one arm. And so he's very clearly not actually touching the floor. It's just sort of dangling. But Bo's got enough strength that he can just hold like that without it seeming like it's any effort at all. Now, why don't you come up with a way to word how you're going to stay with us in such a way that if you decide to leave, then we're gonna have to call you Oathbreaker. Now, I don't like Oathbreakers. I find that they are indisputably, what's the word?
Bad, evil,
Indigestible.
untrustworthy,
Yes, thank you.
Bogus.
bogus.
So,
Thanks.
why don't you just figure that one out, and then we can take you to your room. And then at that point, I don't even have to lock you in, which means that you'll be able to do things like grab some gnarly snacks out of the fridge.
It's a really nice freehold, honestly.
Well, except sometimes there aren't any gnarly snacks in the fridge, and I think that's because we don't stock it. You didn't have to point to her. I got a big appetite. I'm a big guy. He doesn't eat like a third of what you eat.
No, it's not like that, Bo. I just meant more so that there was an incident, and I wonder if we've restocked since the incident. That's all.
Oh, yes. The incident.
Shiver runs through Burble.
The moment where the ley lines cross. No, dude, I'm talking about snacks.
Yeah. Let's Lay's lines. Never mind.
All right, fine. Look, how about we don't make any serious commitments? I'll promise to stay here for 24 hours. I won't try to escape, and I won't try to hurt any of you, and as long as you don't try to hurt me.
Seems
Now,
all right to me.
Nickel,
Yes.
you are not necessarily a lawyer.
No.
How many dots in law do you have?
I should probably get some if I love contracts so much, but I have none.
Okay, so that might be an oversight that we should
Yeah.
correct.
I might. I have loads of experience. I could buy some to correct it right now, but
No, that's okay.
okay.
What I will tell you, though, just in the interest of keeping things useful here, is that you're saying things like, I won't hurt you as long as you don't hurt me, that can be wide encompassing. Right? That kind of includes the idea that, like, I'm not going to set a death trap and then wait because you're going to step into it the instant that, like, this is over. That would still count, especially if they triggered the trap too early, right? So if he's saying, I swear I will stay here for 24 hours and I won't try to hurt you as long as you don't try to hurt me, also implies that if you're like engineering his downfall, if you're gonna like wait for 24 hours and then sell him to like the highest bidder who's just going to murder him, then that means that he could try to leave or try to hurt you at that point.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like just something like, I won't act against you
Because you are acting against him.
by imprisoning him.
Yes.
No, like he won't act against us.
Okay, sure.
Because that also includes like he can't make it so that he can't speak. He can't act against our interests for 24 hours, basically. And in exchange, we promise not to kill him.
Oh, but some mild hurt is fine.
That he may not. Well, okay, you can suggest that.
I do.
I kind of don't want to get messed up. Look, you can imprison me if you want. That's fine. If you want to have my word, I'm going to need something better than that. I just don't hurt me. I won't hurt you. I'll stay here for a day.
I don't have the spoons to come up with good contract wording right now. So whatever is best, given the fact that she does them all the time.
Yeah, out of character, you just make an arrangement that essentially he'll be a good prisoner as long as you don't like be unreasonably bad.
To him.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Imprisoners.
Right, imprisoners. Yeah, perfect.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Swear the oath. Swear the oath.
Oath.
So with that, look, I'll show you to your room. This time I'm not going to lock it, but I'm going to say we've all agreed to play nice. And he throws him back over his shoulder.
Whoa.
It's like, is this necessary? Yeah, man. Like, I didn't get enough reps in today. And he walks out.
Do you really think Lady Genui has a meeting with Lady Serena?
No, she's probably just like going out clubbing or something.
I don't know. It seems like an interesting outfit for. Well, she didn't seem to be going out.
It was definitely a chimerical outfit.
Okay.
But, that doesn't necessarily mean she wasn't going out.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. I think I'll just make sure that the Lady Genui knows we're gonna head to
I'll
Loot
go
for
with
a
you.
second. For a second. Oh, why don't we all go then?
Sure.
You're okay to hang out for a bit, Crow?
I've got my games. You have your ley lines. The silence. The silence that'll follow you. Wherever in the city you might find yourself, the noise of the streets, the cars, the buses, the trains, the underground, it doesn't matter. Silence follows all of us. It's in that silence I wait. I'll see you soon.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna go look up ley lines around the county, I think.
So, I am showing this red card here. I recently suffered a medical event yesterday. For that purpose, I'm afraid I'm going to have to put this game on hold. I don't think that we're going to continue streaming today. I apologize. I thought it was going to be fine. It's not as fine as I want it to be. I am not in severe distress, but at the same time, there's certain steps that I have to take to feel better, and one of those is that I have to eat something.
Yeah.
Which means I have to stop.
Understood.
So we're going to stop this game for now. We'll pick it up. You will get full experience for this game.
Yay!
Congratulations. I apologize,
That's okay.
No, it's all good.
but that's where I'm at.
We appreciate it, John.
Thank you, John.
So
Thank you.
I don't feel safe to continue.
That's fair.
And there, with that red card, I will bid you adieu.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
There's
for
going to be
everyone.
streams throughout
Yep.
the week.
Yep.
There may even be streams very soon,
Yeah.
Yes.
like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Discord.
But
Yeah.
it won't be. I apologize for cutting this particular session short.
Yeah. Schedules in chat.
Thank
Thanks,
you so
folks.
much,
Thank you, guys.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.